Big Fish Raglan, and as always, this is my co-host, Double D. Tonight we're going to do one from 21st Amendment Brewery, which is...
Bitter American. It is their session ale, 4.4% alcohol by volume. So
AKA ABV.
No shit.
Only 42 IBUs. It is an extra pale ale with bold malt and hop flavors. We can't get this beer here in Georgia. Georgia, the Bitter American.
Yes.
When I was on my trip up north, I was visiting some family in Maryland, and I picked this up at a little beer distributor there. I was really stoked to see it because I've seen it, on their website for sale, but I never actually saw it for sale anywhere. So, oh yeah, it's absolutely one of those moments. Grab that shit, and here we are. So, I guess stop waving that around, otherwise you want to go to open it. So anyway, I'm stoked. I'm really stoked. I love these guys.
As am I. Let's pop it open. Let's get into it.
Drive slow, drive fast, whatever the destination is, I'ma lead them the numbers on the dash. The sheriff's trying to come and see me, but it ain't my fault. Better say a prayer, cause I ain't trying to wait on the change like my name was John Mayer.
Dear friends, let's get the bouquet on it, shall we? Okay, so for 42 IBUs, and you smell the hops right off.
Fuck, there's a lot of hops in this. That's actually my first thought is, god damn.
It's monster hops. Like
Monster
not
hops
just
for just a pale ale. Shit.
Yeah.
Very piney.
Very piney, but you do get a little hint at the end of like a grapefruit. So it's pine up front, and then you get a little bit at the end, maybe a little citrus.
See, I don't know if I'm smelling a little bit of that citrus simply because I expect it from their Brew Free or Die IPA.
Sure.
Because that is a very grapefruity IPA. So I almost
It's very
I kind
fruity.
of thought, hello. I expect a little bit. I'm not getting much of it, a little bit of it, but also the malts. I'm getting
Definitely.
mostly hops, a little bit of a malt finish to the smell of it.
Well, you can see it in the color too. You can tell that it is a tidge darker.
A tidge?
A tidge darker.
The fuck is a tidge?
Like a coriander. It's
Fuck is it?
a little bit darker than a normal IPA, which isn't a bad thing. But it smells like a really, really good beer.
Right.
Ergo, blah, 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 blah.
Fuck
Cheers. I'll go first since you've nominated me. The front of the tongue does not taste like the back of the tongue. Does that make sense?
No. It makes sense. I'm agreeing. No, they do not taste the same.
The first thing you taste is the hops. It has the bitter. And you're like, oh yeah, this is like every other... Wow, there's roasty at the end of that. Malty, roasty at the back.
The hop's got a sharp, kind of a sharp bite to it.
It crescendos.
It does. It crescendos early.
Yes.
It's just this kind of... and then it finishes malty.
It finishes very malty, yeah.
But then there's this kind of lingering aftertaste. Like,
burnt toffee, sort of.
For me, if you want to.
For you, for me, for you,
For me, that aftertaste, after the malt aftertaste fades,
right.
It tastes like a fucking Budweiser.
Say what?
Like there's this cheap beery aftertaste that I'm not. Yeah, dude. I'm sorry, but there's something.
Heresy.
Granted, maybe we sat on this beer too long.
The other thing I was going to put up.
We've had it for a while.
Over 3 months, and I know when you have a hoppy beer, and granted this is only 42 IBUs. When you have beer in the hops, the hops do fade out, and the malts do take over. So maybe if we tasted this one, fresher.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just a little bit of a skunkiness just because we sat on it too long.
If I saw this again, I would get it.
Yes.
I would want it to be a little fresher. So maybe next year when it first comes out. But it's cool. I mean, it's got a cool label. It's a whole cool vibe. It's a good beer from a good brewery. So I would say definitely give this. So
yeah, not the top of my list. Not terrible. Try it out.
God, we've had so much worse. We've had so much worse.
Ice House.
We said we weren't going to talk about that anymore.
That's true. All right. Anyway.
Cheers.